screens. We are downstairs in the max out zone. As I said before, max out zone as in, I had some people trying to do the exact same thing as the max out zone. The problem we had there is the fact that they weren't showing any kind of contrast levels in the max out zone. When you're in the max out zone, you're supposed to show white levels, contrast, color, the whole 9 yards. You can't just exclude certain things out because you're in the max out zone or trying to make them at your own max out zone. So you have to do contrast too also on top of that. Let me bring this up to so I can get a little more out of the screen. Change this to 1610. Yeah, because I get a bigger screen out of 1610. All right, that'll work. And then bring that back over here, my menu. And I need to bring it up to volume because my volume right now is just a little too bossy right now. All right, 1610. Let me see. I'm at 1610. Okay. Come up a bit. Come on. Commercial popped in. I thought I was executing the wrong one.
Jared, I'm going to need you to stay a little later tonight.
Nope, we don't need that.
On your overtime. Did you bring dinner?
Nope, we don't need that. We need to go back. There we go. Got it. Bringing that audio.
Yeah, I think when I have such flaky, I say no.
Way too loud. All right. So what we have here in the demonstration, I'm trying to figure out, I'm doing all my controls in the back by memory. And that's what we're doing right now.
Are you single?
I've never seen them do two back-to-backs in here like that. Anyway, okay, so as I said before, anytime that we're in a max out zone, you have to be to show everything. You have to show colors, you have to show contrast, white levels, the whole 9 yards. You can't be in a max out zone and just show colors only. It doesn't work that way. So, next time, and that's what we said, we put that out there. Next time you do a max out zone, make sure that those contrast levels are being displayed. You can't just use color only. So right now, I told you I want to do a side-by-side with the Phantom 100-inch or 106 inches next to the Digital One Crystal screen paint. And we do have the Metallica mix up there right now. Now, the interesting about that, even though the Metallica mix is being processed anymore, keep in mind, it matches the other screen paints quite well. It does match the personal mix very, very close. Not much of a difference. The personal mix is just a little lighter. But as you can see, the advantage points that our technology has, the Phantom technology, it has the ability to be able to produce amazing white levels. That's why it's in this demonstration. I could easily pull contrast, which the screen would have the advantage point, which I got to do anyway. But I need to show you everything, as in colors and also. So let me show you the meter demonstration and remind you to the individual who tried to do the demonstration that when you do demonstrations in a max out zone, you must show your contrast levels. Because at the end of the day, the customer still needs to see how your screen is going to react in contrast, in color, in a max out zone. So you can't just strictly stick to the contrast, color levels only. If that was the case, we can come in here, we can easily do a demonstration with just contrast only, knowing these screens are designed for it. Gotta show both. So I thought it'd be cool, yesterday I was talking about it, that it would be interesting to do a demonstration with both of the screens standing up side by side, because we have one screen at the top, but to get a better view of it, to put them both side by side. So I moved some things around in the shop, did a little cleaning up. I got to order some more stuff for the floors. I change these out on the floor quite often. I ordered the new ones that'll be coming in for the floor, bring everything white again. But yeah, so side by side, max out zone, what our black screens can do next to our Digital One Crystal screen paint, and also his products are up there too, but you can't see it because his products are literally blending into the Digital One. It's right there. I left the green tab up of the tape so you can see where it's at. Other than that, it blends quite nicely. Now, even though I said that we can make the product over here, it's not a problem, we need the actual product. Anytime we do a product against someone else's product, we need the actual physical product. That's why I can show you on my unboxing demonstrations. So it looks like our sample sheet that we have here of the personal mix, even though we make this ourselves, we need the actual product here from him. We're going to have to put in an order. We need one now because this one actually is quite worn out. This is one I had for a long time, for a couple of years. And like I said, we can easily give it a fresh coat, make it brand new because like I said, we made the exact duplicate of this, but it's not the original. So in order for us to get the original, we had to place an order. So I'll have a friend, I'll contact somebody over in California, a good friend of mine, he doesn't even know, that lives in this apartment complex. He did buy paint from us. He offered to do a couple of favors for us, but you know, like I said, the time wasn't necessary. And we're going to put in an order for the Crow's personal mix, which we need because we're out of it. We don't have any more of that. And I may put an order in for, well, I might put the Cinemax too, might as well. Let's do both of them at the same time. Now, even though at the end of the day, we can make it. We have free paint, but we need the actual product from him. We need to bring the pop package here. We need to do the unboxing. We need to display containers. It has to be legit. Can't be something where, hey, look, I have a product and I cut it open. This is what it is. No, it has to be legit. So we have to put an order in for 2 from the door. If we go to the website, it'll automatically be a cancel. So we already know the story behind that one. So we have to go back to the original way we're doing it as getting another customer or somebody we know in that area or not in that area to make the purchase to have it down here. And that way too, we can also match up because if he's not going to do, we're not really concerned about the rest of them. More like the Cinema Max. Well, I'm pretty sure we have a duplicate of it over here, but I want to see how that measures up to the gray digital one crystal screen paint. Since he never did the review, maybe we just buy it and bring it down here and do it ourselves. And I'm not worried about the black screens. Black screen's going to do it. They're going to dominate it either way. But I want to see how that matches up to the digital crystal screen paint, the free product we have on the website. So we're going to put an order in for the Cinemax. I might get the, he has the Hybrant too. So we get the Cinemax, we'll get the Hybrant, and we'll get the personal mix, because personal mix is done. Look at that sample sheet, it is done. So we're gonna have to get those 3 down here. I need those 3 containers anyway. So we're gonna put that one here at the bottom. Now you're gonna be to recognize that from some of the paint that's chipped off that sample sheet. You'll be to see that that one's right there at the bottom right there. Put your little closer up on the screen. Now, like I said, I could have gone in and done this demonstration very easily in its environment with a contrast level, and I could have basically taken out the screen easily on that side, but where would be the challenge in that? So I decided to put some nice pretty birds on. So see the nice bright levels here compared to what we have over here. The screen's maintaining its white levels, its colors, and so forth, as it should be. And on this side, you can see the large version of the Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. This is what that is right there, painted in. That's the free we gave you on the website, on that particular website. And you can also see his products against that also too. You see it blends in quite nicely. So we're gonna need to put an order in for 3 screen paints from them. Now, like I said, we can't go to the website. We go to the website, they'll automatically be canceled from the door. Even though we were given the agreement, we could buy anything we wanted, but we know how we have to do things now. Okay, so I'll make a few phone calls tomorrow. I got a few people over there. I'm gonna basically send some money to their accounts so they can place these orders and have them shipped up here, and we can get started on this. Because now it's just out of curiosity. How close do they come to the digital and crystal screen paint? That's what I want to see. So let's see the advantage point of it all. And then once Partey's shopping carts open up on his website, we'll make purchases from him, and we'll put those 2 together to see how close they match. Once his shopping carts, if they ever open up, to tell you at the end of the day. Judging from what I've seen in the 4 applications, it's really not hard to make the product at all. At the end of the day, it really isn't. I say if they haven't done the test, at the end of the day, you have to do the test. But let's check this out, what we have going on here. I'm loving this right now. I can't wait to be showing this on Facebook, because they love stuff like this. To be to show them the side-by-side super jet black screen next to a gray screen. All right, so I'm gonna take my lights out too on this, drink some water, because Mr. Bird had Doritos early in the morning, which he was supposed to be eating. Bad idea. All right, so we'll get our lights out. way you can see our black technology, how it reacts with the lights out. I've gotten that from a few people asking us how do the black screens react with lights out. This is how they react. Let's get that sample sheet a little more straighter. Things drive me crazy. So we're not gonna say when we're gonna be placing these orders because we don't want the paranoia to set in. The paranoia sets in, he just starts canceling everything from the door. So we're gonna have to wait maybe a month before we put the order in, so that way we can go from there. If not, he'll be in a paranoid state. This way, if we order it, we don't have to worry about, if we have somebody else order it, you don't have to worry about somebody tampering with it or putting something in it that shouldn't be or doing something like that. We don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. We get a clean copy down here or a clean product down here without any problems. He won't know where it's going to because I doubt he's going to treat all his customers the same way, tamper with their products. With that being said, that'll make it a lot easier for someone else. Definitely going to cancel any orders coming in from Philadelphia. That is definitely going to happen. That is definitely going to happen. He's going to cancel all orders from Philadelphia. That's a shame, isn't it? So we have to go through these kind of measurements just to get the product down here due to the fact that the individual who made it cancels his orders like crazy. All right, so as you can see in the demonstration, we're able to pull up our white levels. I had a few people asking us about the black screens but lights out, and that's why we're doing some of the demonstrations here, how they react. That's why I thought, doing it by itself in a standalone would be too easy. It'd be much more funner to do it with the gray screen sitting right next to it. And there you go. That's the technology on the Phantom. That's why I said that anybody who claims to have one of these screens are going to have to do one of the two demonstrations. I can't wait to do the other demonstration. I'm waiting for black paint to actually get out of order from Home Depot. So we're going to paint the screen all in black paint. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use our technology to write our name into the screen on a white level so you can see the opposite of that. That's what we're going to do. That's one of the demonstrations we're going to do on the screen. The first one we did, we had the screen with our technology on it, and we painted the screen with black paint. So anyone who claims to have a Phantom has to be able to perform that demonstration without flaw. If that black paint matches, it's not our product. Nope. So guess what? Can't tamper with it. Can't put anything in it. Can't make it look like it's darker than it has to be. Phantoms don't come out that dark. As you see right next to the gray screen paint and your product at the same time. So you can't tamper with it. And that's why I said, you bring this screen into that environment, what it's designed to do, it'll wipe out every single screen you have where you have nothing that'll stand against it. You better not buy that product. I mean, that thing will end you at the end of the day. As I said before, we developed this technology for screen innovation. That's what it was developed for. Go side by side with anything they had over there. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Like I said, it didn't happen. We did request sample sheets. I do believe that they do watch my channel from time to time. And I think that's the reason why they got hit up that we did go to a dealership to get those particular sample sheets to have them sent over here. Just to do a simple side by side. Make sure that didn't come to light. We got the Elite stuff already here. We got everything that Elite had to offer. We just couldn't get the other end from them. Let me see what else we got down here. Let me see. There's some nice, pretty colors down here. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
I got to do a better shape of keeping my screens clean down here. I marked the daylights out of my screen. I actually marked my ceiling too. I got to repaint my ceiling. I marked my ceiling moving the screen through and I scratched the top of the screen on top of the ceiling. So I got to go repaint that thing again. That is easy. Painting the ceiling is pretty easy. Actually, it took only 3 quarts to knock out the ceiling because I had to measure quart by quart. That's where I messed it up. Right in there. I'm about to go in there and recoat that all over again. As a matter of fact, I might do a spray on application this time. I usually roll them on. I'm gonna do a spray on application on the screen. People have been asking about spraying the screen paint on, so we're gonna do a spray on application next. But we got to do those outside. I think I got enough left over or whatever. I think we got some coming in. We got some more supplies coming in, but yeah, we got enough left over. I'm gonna do a spray on application. I'm gonna pick me up another Canon because my Canon I have over here is dedicated for something else. So I'm gonna pick me up another Canon for this one alone. All right, let's go over to I was in real quick. Oh, real quick, let me check something real quick. We'll switch back over to here to red. As I say, you can only see red on a gray screen if you were in the dark. You have to be in the dark to see it. Proper red, somewhat proper red. See? That's what I was telling you. My projector behind me, we still got a 4,000 lumen Christie projector down here. The only way you're going to be to pick up a proper red, either on our screen paint or his screen paint, you're going to have to be in the dark. That's why clearly when you saw in the demonstration with the P2, when you had all the products lined up together, when the lights were on in that environment, every last one of the screens reacted the same way. They all faded out, just like you're seeing over here on the other side. When he turned out the lights near the middle of the demonstration, near the end, the middle to the end, the colors pop better. Have to be in the dark. Can't even have a little bit of light in there, and that screen would react, would trigger. That's why when we get the rest of the products down here, because like I said, we can make them from down here, but that's not going to be good. We need to have the actual product here for the unboxing, so we actually have it here, so we can line it up on the shelf over there. We line them up on the screen because we're putting them against it. They're not going to pass anything we have down here. The digital and crystal screen paint, this stuff will never pass any of the technology we have down here. This is one of the darkest screens we make. It's not going to pass the red. It's not going to pass the gunmetal. It's not going to pass the new blue coming out. It's not going to pass the invisible black technology we're working on right now. It's not going to pass anything. So we're just going to put it against the old school digital and crystal screen paint because that's more in that category. I want to see how close that comes to blending. I'm curious to see if how close Partay's stuff comes to blending the screen we have over here also too. And also Partay's black screen, the ultra black screen, that's the one we're looking to get our hands on because that screen did not do well when it came to white light. I noticed that there were no white background sheets behind the back of it, no white samples, no comparisons of snowstorms or skin tones or nothing on it. It was all done on a standalone. You can make anything look good on a standalone because you have nothing to compare it to. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
And then we'll do an 18 screen certified test on it to see if it passes certified test. Oh, I forgot, they don't work on ultra short throws. He did state that his screen paint does not work with ultra short throw. So if that's the case, and it had to be used in the dark. So no, your product wouldn't pass over here. It wouldn't even pass the Phantom's technology. Phantoms can be used with ultra short throws. They can pick up at a 190-degree viewing angle, and they could do that against 5 certified screens that are designed for ultra short throw setups. If your screen can't see ultra short throw, I don't know where in the world you would sit next to a Phantom. So I got to drink water today. Mr. Bird decided late at night, I'm playing freaking Far Cry with a bunch of friends, blowing stuff up again, to enjoy a bag of Doritos, which is a no-no for my age at the time of the night I was eating. So I do my usual, get a tumbler, some bottled water, and just flush. That's basically about it. So there's the blue. Let's do yellow. There's yellow right there. Like I said, I gotta fix that part of my screen. I'm going to spray that in. I don't know what the heck I marked that with. I came across and hit it with something. I'm moving screens back and forth down there all day. I found out that I used to have an invisible screen down here and I scraped the daylights out of the screen. I was like, what the freak? How did this happen? Yeah, something moving around, a splashing paint around down here and hit something. Let me see. Well, for the vantage point, we're going to have to do this. Well, no, because you need to see it with the lights on, lights off. Let's get something, TCL 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
If I did contrast, though, this would be too easy for the technology. Let's pick to some light colors. see what we get from there. It's one of the key features of black technology. It isn't contrast. People don't get that part. The screen's automatically going to pull contrast. Black paint can pull contrast. Black fabric can pull contrast. Black vinyl can pull contrast. White levels are very important. So you have to be able to maintain when it comes to color, white levels and contrast at the same time. If contrast is too high, your colors come out too dark. If your white levels are too high, then the contrast fades and the color fades. It has to be perfect in between. That's what I'm saying. When you're in a max out zone, you can't do standalones. We don't do standalones. We did a few standalones in the max out zone, but you have to be to show a little bit of everything. And like I said, I'm curious myself, how close would the digital and crystal screen paint come in to the other products? Like I said, we're never going to be able to get the paint on demonstrations or the making the products and posting them on YouTube. We're never going to get that. We know that from the door. But I'm curious now, this is out of curiosity, how close will the digital and crystal screen paint come to those products? So we're going to put in a couple of orders. I'm going to order the Cinemax, the UV, now we have the UV, we don't need that. We need the Cinemax, the, what's it called? I forget the name of that mix, it's called. I'll think of it, but there's three of them we need. I know the personal we do need. We need more of that. We're out of the personal. The Metallica mix we don't need. We got plenty of that. The sample sheet for that one is actually in good shape, but we do need the one for the personal. The personal we don't have. We need more of. And I forgot the name. The hybrid. We need the hybrid. The hybrid and the Cinemax. We need those over here to put them side by side to digital one. Now you see how our screen is maintaining its color levels as it should. It's designed to do. Let's try a demonstration for, let me see if we can figure out where it's at. Clear this out real quick. I think it's 16K or 8K. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, there. Now I don't want to do the beta fish. Cancel. I'm going to do something completely different. We need a, I saw one that had a really good heavy contrast level on it, which would have been fantastic. I can't remember whether it was a 12 or a 16. Let's go with a 16 first and see if we can dig it up from there. I think it was like a 12, or maybe, no, it was probably a 12. Let me see. We'll go with a 12 first. Let's see if we can get that to come up. Let's see which one that was on the 12. Let's see. Oh man. That's how you know you're getting older. You can't eat the junk food you used to eat anymore. Body tells you, nope, not anymore. That's not gonna do that anymore. Man. Then we got to do a spray on or roll on application. We're going to do one screen roll on, one screen spray on, because other people ask me about that one too. All right, let me see if we get one out of here. One of these has a really good dark contrast level, which I really want to. It's not on this one. It's got to be on the 16 then. It's got to be on the 16. I let a little bit of this play because, you know, sometimes when I bounce out of a video, sometimes people think, oh, you don't want to do that video, is something wrong? Like, no, there's nothing wrong. We can run every video off the screen we want to. It's not a problem. Now, the personal mix, Metallica mix and personal mix. The Metallica mix matches our mid-gray screen. So the mid-gray digital and crystal screen paint is actually a perfect match. It's right there. See right there? There it is right over there. The reason why we're not standing up on top of the screen, because you're not supposed to be standing. That's why I hate demonstrations where they literally zoom in on the screen. Why are you that close to the screen? Back the camera up so we can see the entire environment, corner to corner. That's what you want to see. You're sitting that close to the screen. That is not necessary. And that's what drives me crazy when I see demonstrations where people are sitting literally right up on top of the screen. Why are you that close? Yeah, it's not necessary to be that close to the screen. But these guys right here had it. They might have had it too. Okay. Ooh, that guy's wildlife. They got a lot of videos in here I've never seen before. I might find me a new channel. This is nice. I like this. They got a lot of nice bright colors in here. This is what I like. I like the bright colors. We got plenty of time to get back to contrast, but I like what they have in here. Plenty of nice bright colors in here. They got a little bit of everything in here. I like this. It's not that heavy contrast. Oh, wait, what's this right here? Slow motion. I know slow motion does a lot of heavy contrast. Let's check this out over here. Oh, it's one of these. They have the, what's the word for? I hope these aren't the shorts. Let me see. All right, that's not bad. The shorts were nice, but I don't like them. I don't like that narrow little screen. I tried a few of them. I don't like them. I'd rather just have the whole screen on display. That's what I love about the Phantom. Like I said, Phantoms produce amazing bright levels. The fact that they can produce colors that bright to sit next to a screen. You're not going to get bigger than a sample sheet than what we have here at 92 inches, side by side to our black technology. And it just shows you at the end of the day where our digital and crystal screen paint mix can easily do the exact same thing. My digital crystal screen paint mix is free on our special website. For any customer wants to pick it up. At the end of the day, like I said, that there's a difference between the two. And like I said, the technology we have here, basically it's going to pick up better color. It's going to pick up better contrast by far. You know what I mean? But the digital crystal screen paint product we have here is nothing to laugh about. As I said before, in its time, it's 7 years back, it had a lot of serious weight behind it. So it can match screen paint, gray screen paints of today with no problem. So let's get some areas in here where the gray screens can't be produced. Well, I like what they have in. They have so much in here. What's this right here? Oh, there's another. I think this is a heavy contrast demonstration. I think I've seen this one. This is the heavier one. Yeah, it's about there. So you have to do much bigger demonstrations, much bigger demonstrations. I wonder if I bought two of these edge screens and I put them side by side, I can get a pretty good sized screen down here. I mean, 120 inches is not going to fit down here, but two 100 inches would fit down here. Weighs 106 inches would fit perfectly. I might get two of them, put them down here side by side. Because I would get a pretty good sized screen down here. I'm going to show you side by side. In a max out zone, the advancements of a black screen over a gray screen paint mix. Even our own. Just let you know that next time the individual did a demonstration, he called himself doing it in a max out zone. He only displayed color only. No contrast, no comparisons, nothing. So he did a standalone. We call that cutting corners. At the end of the day, that's a cutting corners demonstration. And this is what people pay for. They pay for contrast. They don't pay for a 2,000 or 3,000 to 1 or 50,000 to 1 white level on their projectors. They pay for contrast. This projector behind me, which I checked, has a 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio. That's it. This is what you failed to see in the demonstration that he displayed in the max out. We call himself having his own max out zone. And if you notice, we can run every demonstration down here in the same environment without changing the environment. Where in the demonstration he displays, he'll have to turn out the lights because he can't do every demonstration in the max out zone. It won't work. They can only pick and choose what they can use at the end of the day. That's the difference between the darker technology. That's why the darker screens, the darker gunmetal screens cost more money. They can produce heavier contrast levels, something that's needed in movies, video games. Just about everything you do today requires contrast. Gray screens do not have that capability. They can pull up some kinds of contrast levels, but this isn't black, this is shades of gray. I need to figure out what demonstration this is and write this down, because this is actually a pretty good one. I usually don't get really demonstrations with some light and contrast at the same time, because that's what I'm looking for. But it just gives you an idea on how much you're missing. Now, in order for the gray screen, even our digital crystal screen print product, to be able to pull up a proper contrast level, it's going to have to be in the dark. And that's why every time you see one of these screens being displayed, whether it be certified, whether it be hobbyist, at the end of the day, they have to be in the dark. They can't pick up. That shows you how much of your picture you lost. I need to go grab me an ink pen and put that one down here, which is that one down in the shop. And I don't. Let's see, how much time we have in this video? Let me see. We got quite a lot in here. All right, cool. We'll grab me a pen. I'll write down what video this is. Let me do this one again. is actually a perfect example of why the gray mixes, like I said, have limitations. They have limitations. Let me see what we got on this one. Of course, a bit of a long one there. I'll just copy another channel. Let's do that first. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry about that. In nighttime. In nighttime. All right, it's perfect. That's all I needed. I just want to copy on that video because I want to do that one again for Facebook. You can see where the gray screen can pick up the color, you know what I mean, the bright levels, but the problem is having it can't maintain contrast. That's why it looks so washed out on one end, and our screen is maintaining contrast and the bright levels at the same time. I'm looking at the 106-inch screen. I wonder how many I can fit in this spot right here. It's a pretty heavy screen. If I got the panels, I could do it by panel, which would be easier to do. These are not heavy, but I have 4 of them in here. Ooh, man. I have to have someplace to put them at. I would need a rack system to put them into. Where would I put that at the end of the day? Tell you the truth. I don't have any room in here for 4 of these screens. It shows you at the end of the day clearly what you're missing from your screen. Now we do lights out really quick. I said before, the only way that you're going to be able to pick up those somewhat contrast levels to come close to a black screen, you're going to have to be in the dark. So this is how your environment's going to have to change. That's why I made the statements when I said that you're going to have to spend majority of your time in the dark, because anything with any contrast levels, it's going to have an issue right from the door. That's why the black technology, the dark technology we develop is far more superior. And that's why we have no problem giving away the digital and crystal screen paint, because at the end of the day, it's not going to stack up to what we have over here. But at least at the end of the day, you know, you don't have to pay $85 for a product that can't back itself. You can just simply just go out and just make the product that we have on the website for free, and you can go from there. I'm going to post it at the bottom of the link where you can actually make the free Digital One Crystal Screen Paint product. This is our old product from back in the day. And as you can see, next to our new technology, under Phantom, it doesn't measure up. For those who want to be in well-lit environments, you want to have proper color, contrast levels, this is where our darker technology plays a big part. And for those of you who basically, at the end of the day, you don't mind being in the dark, you know what I mean, you don't mind the colors and all that, then we have the digital crystal screen paint product, which we give you for free. Because at the end of the day, I'm not charging you for that. No way in any way isn't anywhere near what we developed. But like I said, I'm not going to charge you for something that's 7 years old. That's outrageous. I think we did sell it, we did advance, we did make it better than what's here. This is the original. We did have a 3.0 version, which was much more advanced than this, but now at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're just going to leave it at that. On the website, we'll put a link at the bottom. We can get the digital one if you want it. And then we have over here the Phantom technology. And what I love about this demonstration, I'm gonna do more of these side screens, these big side by sides. What I like about this is the fact that look how the white levels are producing on the black technology, equal to the levels on the gray screen. The only difference is the black screen can see a contrast level. So that's why I tell people that when you have black technology, it's not the contrast level that's important, it's the white level that's important. If you can maintain a very good white level, then you can go against any gray screen. And that gray screen couldn't come back at you because, again, they have no contrast. If they make the screen paint too dark, as I showed you yesterday, then the problem they run into is that the white levels drop and the screen becomes darker, too dark, like a black spot in the middle of the screen. So it's a bit of a balance in there. And as you can see, our product's not even black paint because no black paint can match it. I told you that the Phantom is different. The Phantom was engineered in a special way. You can't even get the ingredients in the United States. And most people go out and they buy paint. No, this stuff was designed from the ground up. Because somebody took a formula and they broke it down to the very bare elements. That's how Phantoms were designed. That's why any screen paint that I throw against that digital one, it's gonna match it. If it matches that digital one crystal screen paint, we know what it is at the end of the day. That stuff is black and white paint. No doubt about it. It's definitely black and white paint. That's how we made it back then. So everybody was making it back then. If you can see carefully right here, I'll bring you a little closer. I don't like to be close up on top of the screen, but right there, you couldn't see that. There, right there, is a Metallica mix and the personal mix. They do the same thing my digital and crystal screen paint does. They fade out, they wash out, they don't pick up colors correctly. Like I said, it's an old product. Back then, this stuff didn't even exist. There's no such thing as black screens. It's unheard of. I think darkest screen they had was a Gray Wolf, and the Gray Wolf was probably around the same color, a little bit darker than the digital one crystal screen paint mid gray. That's the mid gray. So if you go, that's what it was. When he had told me back then, hey Ken, guess what? You're gonna make a black screen, super black screen. It's gonna pull the same white levels, all that crazy stuff. It's gonna be far more advanced than what you have now. I'd have laughed in your face, like, yeah, right, black screen. That's impossible. That's what kind of got me about the black diamond. When I first saw it, I was like, what the freak? Is that screen black? Because literally, I thought the screen was black. They're actually dark gunmetal, but I really thought the screen was black because it's named Black Diamond. I'm looking at it like, what the heck is that? My buddy Jones, a tech junkie, he was showing me the screen. He said, yo, you got to see this, man. This guy makes a screen called Screen Innovation. It's this black screen. I said, how is it possible? I mean, I had to be rattled walking home after I saw this video demonstration. Like, how is it possible that he's getting white light to transfer through a screen that dark? Because at this time, I was just making gray screen paint products. Everything was gray screen paint products. That's what it was. This was, our product was selling, was doing well, was contracted. You know what I mean? It proved to be the best of the best. So I can't go home. I can't figure out how is he doing this. And I watched video after video after video after video after video. Finally, everybody called me up and said, yo, I got your gift. Come down and pick it up. Came down to the store, and that particular brown envelope was a punch sheet of Black Diamond sample sheet. He got me one. Got it home, was excited, thinking that, okay, I got to have something in the house that can take this screen off. That thing took out everything we had in the house. Everything. Nothing could match it. But then I also realized as I was studying the screen, it wasn't black. It was dark gray. But at that particular time, yeah, any screen that was dark gray was considered to be black. That's what they were called. There was no such thing as a physical black screen. It didn't exist. And that's where we started developing under digital 4K crystal onyx. We presented the first black screen, and it sold like crazy. I was getting $900 a quart. Yes, sirree, $900 a quart. Now, is it as advanced as this? No, it's not advanced as the stuff we have now. One of the things we struggled with when we were developing black technology, we can get the white levels to a certain degree, but we couldn't get them high enough to be able to go side by side to a gray screen. Because even with the gunmetal screens, they can pick up a certain amount of white level a little higher due to the gray screen off for a black screen. They try to make it dark, because if they make it too dark, then that means we're worried about their contrast white levels pushing through. So they make the screen a dark enough gray to be able to maintain the contrast level, but still produce the higher white level. The problem is when you run across a screen that can do exactly what your screen can do, but it's jet black, now you got a problem, because that screen's going to pull up a better color. It's going to be if it can maintain its white levels next to this screen, it can maintain its levels next to a gunmetal with no problem. If it can maintain its levels next to a white screen, it can maintain its levels next to this color screen with no problem. You see how we test them? So that's how we go along and testing these screens. Okay, this thing can maintain next to a white screen. Any gray screen, it's going to be passable. It's going to walk right through it. If we test it under a screen of a mid-gray or anything darker than that, then gunmetal screens are going to have a problem. It's going to walk through a gunmetal. So that's what I noticed when I saw the Black Diamond sample sheet. I could have sat there in that room and said, you know what? I'm going to denounce this, and I'm going to continue making gray screen paint products, because this dark technology is not the future. I believe that these screens are going to be much, much, much better. Sound like somebody? No, I decided in that room to change everything and to start working on darker technology. And I figured these people got a screen that dark gray, I want a black one. That's what I want. I want one better than theirs. I want a black screen. And that's when we started working on the D5K. Right around the D5K, that's when we got contacted by Screen Innovation. They were looking at that dark technology we're developing and how it's going side by side with the screen. When we turn to the side, our screen could maintain a 190-degree viewing angle, where the screen suffered from the viewing angle effect. It went dark. That's when they contacted us. That's why we have the email and all that stuff like that. Yep. Yes, sirree. So that's the history on us. But when I started off with the great stuff first. Now, our main goal now when we develop black screens is we already have color enhancement technology we use for gamers. Oh, I told you about that gamer screen paint by Phantom Design. Oh, I've already ordered the ingredients for what we needed from the fellow who actually makes our stuff for us. I am going to design an insane gaming screen with that stuff right there. But anyway, that's a long story for something another time. Yeah, so now that we have heightener technology, like I said, all the stuff we have is blessed by our Lord and Savior to have this information to be able to do this stuff every day. So we have heightener technology. We have screen contrast shifting, where we can make screens that are not black produce contrast levels, dark contrast levels that can mimic them. You know, God bless us with a lot of amazing technology. Half the stuff I haven't even shown you what this technology is capable of doing. And we turn around, we got to find something new to do to the screen. What do we have right here? Is this one with the eyeballs? I think it's one with the eyeballs, I'm not sure.
Mr. Park, your daughter is a very good kisser.
That's kind of, conversation you want to start off with when you're meeting somebody's father for the first time? Okay. So now, yeah, when we develop dark screens, two things that we working with dark screens, we want to make them darker and we want to work on higher white levels. That's why the heightener is amazing that we develop. Now, the 38s can maintain white levels. Their white levels are extremely high because they have a special coating that attaches and marries into the screen. Now, when you're talking about multi-application development, where you're actually designing one screen paint to actually intertwine with another one, I'm not even going to tell you how that's done, but you definitely don't roll it on, I'll tell you that much. You don't roll it on. That's how I know that that demonstration wasn't correct. Anytime they do, let me give a little personal bit of advice, real quick partay. When you do a multi-screen application that is designed to cause the screen to react one into another, they're never done with roll-on at all, period. Because that's a chance for cross contamination. So what you have to do is you only use spray cannons for that particular design, for that done. I'm just giving you a piece of advice on how you did your video wrong. The reason why you don't use a roller, because with a roller, you're going to have to press into the screen, which means you're going to smear one application into another, which is going to cause a bit of a mess. You use it with a paint cannon, because the paint cannon can spray one application in, and then after that, you can let that, you're going to have to dry. Well, you're going to let it dry a little bit. You have to time it. Let it dry a little bit, and then you hit it with a second one. It means you're not pressing into the screen, you're not touching it. You're putting a thin coating across the screen that causes the system to marry one into each other. So you're going to have to know how to make chemicals chain react to one to another. But you don't know how to do that. I can tell by you rolling one screen on top of another screen. Goose Screen, on how theirs is designed, is Goose Screen has a 3-coat application. Each application serves a purpose. The first purpose is the primer. That gets the surface ready. The second one is the actual goose screen. And the third is a finisher, like a coating over it, so that way the screen doesn't get damaged. They don't marry into each other. It's just one after the next. Primer, screen, coating. That's it. Yours, on the other hand, is different. You're rolling the screen on, letting it dry, rolling it again on, letting it dry, rolling it again on, letting it dry, and then the final one. The final one has nothing to do with the 3 applications you just added on. You just added literally 3 coats of paint onto a screen that literally didn't need to be there to begin with. But if you're talking about, if it's one product that has to marry into another, that means if you left the surface slightly wet and you try to roll over it with another screen paint, it's going to actually transfer onto the brush or onto the roller, and it's going to cause a cross contamination, which means you're going to have 2 colors blended into each other into the screen, and it's going to look dirty. So how that's done is done with a paint sprayer. Because the spray sprayer, you don't have to basically touch the screen. The formula's touching the screen, not the roller. That's where you messed up. I don't tell you this stuff because you guys don't understand. You don't know what you're doing. At the end of the day, you don't know. When I watch y'all do demonstrations, you have no idea what you're doing at all, period. That's how they get the colors. That's how they get certain chemicals to react to each other. They use a paint sprayer when they do it. Because I can put one coating on, let it dry for a couple minutes, and then boom, hit it again. And that means I'm not pressing anything into the screen. I'm not mixing anything because the paint sprayer is doing all the work. It's applying the application without tampering or touching the screen. You see what I mean? And those 2 items can marry into each other. Now, what you're going to have to do is prove the fact that those 2 applications that are marrying to each other are changing the outcome of the last and final screen. And you're going to have to do that with a side-by-side demonstration to a color that actually matches the screen. Now, if the colors both match together and it shows an advancement over the other screen, then you can see what the 3 applications are needed. Then you're going to have to break it down. Then you're going to have to go back and you're going to say, okay, look, this is what happens if we take out the 2 applications and we add in the 1 application only. If it shows a difference, again, like say the other screen has a bit of an advantage point, the regular paint has an advantage point over that screen because it's missing the 2 applications, then you can prove your point. That's how hard it is to do a multi-screen application that has to interchain with each other. That's the kind of test you're going to have to do. You can't just paint this on a piece of material and go, look, it reacts. No, where is the reaction time? What are you showing? Where's the change at? Where's the difference? What happens if I don't add those 2 in there? What happens if I just add that 1? How does that compare to a surface that looks exactly like it? There you go. That's how you do the test. We used to design them. It was called a what was it called? Nanotechnology. That screen you saw, the one I showed one time, that thin screen that moved back and forth. Yeah, that technology had a multi-coding application attached to it. That's why they look so strange when people looked at them. They look like little TVs. You have to be able to back it up. So you're going to have to do the demonstration, and then you got to break it down as you're doing the demonstration. I'll explain to you again so you can understand how this has to be. You can't put 3-4 coats because you have no guarantee that you're telling the customer. You're showing them how to do it, but at the end of the day, why do I have to put down, and this is going to come up, why do I have to put down 4 applications? Why can't I put down 1? What's the reason for the other 3? How do they react to changing the outcome of the last one? That's what you're going to have to do. So you're going to have the original first, the first one you have, you're going to have to make a duplicate copy of that one. Do one demonstration where you remove the first 3 to show exactly this one compared to the other screen, how's the difference. So say if you take out the first 3 and you put something real quick. You take out the first 3 and say that when the application comes up, the paint looks better than that first application that you put on without the 3 in it. Now, so you add the 3 into it, and now your paint now shows a difference between the paint, and it has a better advancement than the paint you have that matches that first coat. It gets complicated, but that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to break it down. You're going to show them why those applications are needed and how do they change the outcome of the original screen that's painted on it last compared to a screen that matches the first application that you applied. Now you see how complicated that is. That's the test you should have did. That's why I said you guys are missing a ton of tests. A ton of tests you're missing. You guys cut so many corners, it's not even funny. I can come on here, you haven't even done this demonstration. I can come on here and I can show you a giant 92-inch screen next to my technology, gray screen paint, put it side by side and show nothing but bright levels and blend into the screen. Then I can show you contrast levels and colors and the whole 9 yards in the max out zone. Crow does this demonstration, he does nothing but color, no contrast, nothing. So at the end of the day, if a customer says, okay, well, how's contrast levels looking at? Can I get the exact same contrast levels? They're going to be that dark, and you're going to have to compare that now to black paint, because black paint's going to pick up contrast regardless. It doesn't make a difference. You just can't see white levels. So you're going to have to show that demonstration because it's going to come up in the customer's head. Not only, see, the problem with them is they're so busy on trying to develop whatever they're trying to develop to outperform me. You're not thinking. Like I said, you're reacting like a bull in a china shop. You're not thinking. You got to get in the mind of the customer. You got to get into the mind of the distributor. What do they think? What are they thinking in the back of their head? What kind of questions do they have? You got to cover every single corner. That's how you have to do it. So when you do a multiple application screen that involves one chemical to marry to another one, you have to show the outcome of why these 2 formulas have to be married together compared to if somebody just came in and just painted the first coat on it and was done. It didn't have to do the last 3 requirements. You got to show why it has to be done. Because like I said, if you take the first coat saying it was gray, and you go out and you get go to Home Depot and you make the same color that's gray as the first one, no matter how you made that one, you get one exact duplicate match of it. And you say, okay, we need 3 applications for the first screen. You have to show why those first, second, and third applications, first of all, how they react to each other. You got to break it down beyond the first one or the last one. You got to show how they react. How does the first one react to the second one? How does the second one react to the third? How does the first, second, and third react to the last? That's how you're going to have to do it. So you're going to have to show a difference. Because at the end of the day, if I wanted to, I can just copy your first paint, go down to Home Depot, get the exact same duplicate, and just go on YouTube and say, look, I just went down to Home Depot and just bought this exact same duplicate and did the exact same thing without putting in 3 coats. You got to show a difference. That's why when we do the black screens, we have to show a difference of whether or not, if you can take black paint at the end of the day and do the same thing a Phantom can do. You can't, because you can draw on the screen, write on it, whatever you want. Phantoms can show that they're different from black paint. Gunmetals can show that they're different. If somebody went out and tried to make the exact same duplicate of gunmetal, it's not going to match the screen. It can't pull the white level, can't see it. Can't pull the color. Gotta be to show that difference. There you go. That's why when we give you these requests, it's not requests on basically how to back you into a corner. This is what you should have done to begin with. Other than that, after I saw that demonstration with his screen and that theater room matching the wall, I was like, well, what's the point of me doing a 4-coat application? Just get the same color that's on the wall. That's it. Do the same thing. That's all. No difference. And then you have black screens. You got to do these tests. These are tests you have to do on the black screens. I think one of the hardest demonstrations you want to do, and this is going to be for any black screen, is you're going to have to paint your screen with black paint, and then you're going to have to write into your screen what you're coding on a white level only, and show the white level pushes to that black surface. Reversal. That's the hardest one you can do. And if you can't do it, and if you don't want to do it, like I said, I'm not going to force you. It's none of my business. But if you ever bring my name up again, I'll buy your product and I'll bring it down here and I'll do that demonstration for you. It's next to this Phantom technology. So I don't even know how we would get our hands on it anyway. His shopping carts are locked. His shopping carts have been locked for about a couple months. I'm pretty much guessing, Bobby, by the end of the new year of 2022, they'll still be locked. He ain't open them shopping carts up. Open some shopping carts up and we get our hands on that product, get it down here, matching next to Crow and everything. No, they don't want that. If shopping carts are going to stay locked. Got one that keeps the shopping carts locked and the other one basically cancels orders. Isn't that interesting? But as you can see, the vantage point. Let's get out of here. Whatever this is in here, I don't know what this is. I had to copy down this channel. They have good videos in here, man. They've got some good ones. And I was looking for something else. Happy New Year's 2021. Man, I'm telling you, you ever watch the go back and watch the New Year's celebration? Sorry about that, people. I'm about to burp, and I do apologize. I had Doritos late at night, and I shouldn't have ate Doritos late at night because I'm not supposed to have Doritos late at night. But anyway, sometimes I go back and I watch the demonstration from 2020. Everybody's out there celebrating, it's going to be a new year, and all the people are making all kinds of, it's a shame when you look at it because, it's a shame if you look on that camera, somebody basically gave a New Year's resolution, they passed away when the COVID was really at its high point. But go back and look at that. People had no idea what was coming. But it's just interesting just to look at that. Sometimes I go back to watching videos in 2019, how things used to be. But like I said, it's just interesting to watch. That's what sparked it on. I saw the Happy New Year's 2021. Just to go back and I watched 2020, and I remember me making like, yeah, I'm gonna do this year. We're gonna get this done, and so and so and so. Nope. So it's interesting. That's why I said it's interesting how the world is. Gotta have faith in God at the end of the day. Well, it's an interesting place. We got butterflies over here. I'm not a big fan of cookies and creams. Let's see what we got over here. And they got not. That's what I look for. I look for those bright colors. Contrast is good. Let's see for space. What's another space one? Let me see if it's another space. Oh, this is gonna be freaking cool. This I can use for the ceiling. This would be perfect for the ceiling. Stuff like this is fantastic for the ceiling. Yeah, I like this. I need this for the ceiling. Definitely. So I got this channel copied down. I'm gonna put this is not this wrong one. So this is additional crystal screen paint. This is the metallic mix. We're gonna order soon the some more screen paint from him because I need some more. I'm out. I'm out of the personal mix. The Metallica mix we don't need. The sample sheet for the Metallica mix is good. It's the personal mix is pretty beat up. So like I said, at the end of the day, like I said, we can make it and put it on. No, we don't do things like that. We need the actual product down here. We need to do an unboxing and keep this professional. So we're gonna. I need an order for. Like I said, I want the hybrid, I want the Cinemax, and I want some more of the personal mix because I'm out. We need that for the unboxing and all that stuff. Keep it professional. Because I want to see how that compares. I want to see how the rest of them compare to the digital and crystal screen paint. So if people do the review, we'll do it ourselves. But I like this for the ceiling. I'm looking at, see how my screen comes up right here to where those pipes are at? I'm wondering, like, this is a perfect size screen. I wonder how many of these I can link together to make a big screen in here. I mean, I'm still going to put the stand in here with the two motorized side by side. But this is something else I can actually add in here too also. Oh yeah, because if I put it straight to the wall, then I can hang up a bunch of these straight to the wall, make one big panel screen. We can do motorized, two 92-inch motorized screens side by side. You can hang them up from the top because there'll be a wooden piece across. Or we can do a massive, well, that would be the massive large screen right there. That'll defeat the point of me bringing like 135 in. I can break that down and put that in the corner because that'll be several large screens together. All right, yeah, that's a good idea. I was supposed to be building a stand for the back of this, but driver had some things she had to do which were very important. So I didn't get a chance to build a stand. Update. We had to buy all new supplies, everything. Like I said, we got drained. We don't have anything left. So we got all new supplies for everybody. As orders go in, we actually put orders in. I actually put a bulk in. I put a bulk in for you. I just made sure I had enough. So basically I had more than enough. And that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because I seen what I went through with COVID. When I first hit this new variant coming through, you learn this time. So I buy everything in large bulks. So that way I'll just keep buying bulk after bulk. Even though we're gonna have more than what we need, at least we can overlap and have more than what we need. And I'm gonna go through that again. I'm gonna start stocking up on my boxes and everything. Containers, everything. Go to Uline, get about $2,000 worth of containers, bulk up on everything. We'll make an extra 20 gallons of, we'll make more than 20. You can do about 80 gallons of backup. Now, I want an outer space. I want a big enough screen. The screens I have in the back are big. I want something bigger than what we have in the back. I mean, way, way, way bigger. But it's got to be something I can take down. I don't want to do inflatable. Inflatable screens are headaches from time to time. They can be headaches, depending on how much wind you have kicking up back there and how big the screen is. I need something I can set up and take down extremely fast. I don't have to leave them, but I want it to be massive, like a huge, massive screen. I'm going to have to do some research. I need to design me a collapsible 300-inch screen. It's going to have to be, oh, wait a minute, never mind. Idea just popped into my head. I know how to put it together. How to build a collapsible 300-inch screen. Oh yeah, that would definitely work. All right, guys, you guys are watching this right here. I got to draw some blueprints real quick. I just figured out how to make a 300-inch collapsible screen. Well, actually, I didn't figure out. Anytime I ask for something, God just reacts so quickly on this stuff. Oh, this is going to be really cool. I'll show you the blueprints when we get done on how to make a 300-inch collapsible screen. Well, I think we can make it in different sizes. Mine's going to be 300 inches. I would have to go to, and I'm going to have to blast this thing. Oh, that's going to be a big screen to paint too. So what we're going to have to do is, I'm going to literally have to blast this thing outside. This is going to be a summer project. This is going to be blasted outside. I can blast it in my driveway. My driveway is big enough to hold something that big. not lengthwise, not widthwise, but lengthwise, because that's going to have to do it. I'm going to wrap everything from in plastic wrap from one into the next. It's going to have to be sprayed in. You're not rolling this bad boy in. So I'm going to have to put in 2 applications. It's going to be fabric. I'm going to put it like the back, so it's going to get that big. I'm going to put in 2 applications of gray paint or white paint to absorb into the screen, get that solid, and then after that, we can put our coating over top of it. I'm making a black Phantom 300-inch Phantom screen. If they have a 350, no, 300 would be pushed. I'll go with a 300-inch. All right, that'll work. That'll work. This will be interesting. That's what I don't understand. That's why I said I'm not to be a dead horse to death, but my goodness, Partey, you have all that backyard back there, and you produce that little tiny screen twice. Man, if I had that much room in my yard, I'm talking about putting in. I got 250 inches back there. I got 135. The other screen back here, the stand can accommodate a screen size up to about 120 inches because I got a stand built to my deck that allows me to change out my screens at will. And you mean to tell me you got that much room back there and you didn't think that's the biggest you came up with a projection screen? Man, if I had that much room, man, I'd have like a 300-inch, 400-inch, I had 500-inch screen. I had some massive screens back there. Some massive screens. Yeah, I'd be bringing in some big boy projectors for that one. You would see a drive-in movie theater screen in there. If I could build it, I'd put it back there. Oh, heck yeah. I'd utilize daylights out of that spot. Man, I would put in like a massive, huge, probably like 300-inch, 235.1 black screen with multiple projectors. Man, I'd have a ball back there. You don't have no confidence in your product. That's what it shows. At the end of the day, when I see somebody with that much backyard and that little screen, now if they do it the first time, maybe they're doing it, that shows me you have no confidence in your product. You're afraid to go bigger because your screen's going to deteriorate. That's what it shows me. Yeah, I want the ball back there right now. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I can utilize my freaking driveway right now because I can put about 4 or 5 cars back there. And I'm thinking about, man, because the driveway comes down at a slant, that's the problem. So if I do make it, oh yeah, if I do make a screen, I have to figure out exactly, and I have to use all short throw projectors to do it. Yeah, but I'm going to put some crazy stuff back there this summer. I can't wait. We're definitely going to be doing some at black plexiglass at Sun Killer, or we're going to put 120 inches outside, have some ball with that. Yeah, but man, whew, that much room? Oh my goodness, man, you just saw some crazy monster screens being built back there. Like, what the freak is that? Got a stage attached to it and everything. Yeah, I'd have built some crazy stuff out there, man. You're not utilizing your space. We're going to display some of that black technology out in the snow. So I got demonstrations set up for the wintertime. Can you imagine seeing out in all that white snow, a jet black screen sitting out there and the image, boom, popping right through it like a burning fireplace? Tell me that wouldn't be a beautiful display. That's how my mind thinks when it comes to screen painting. Always do it outside the box. Always be different.
Oh, candles. Thank you. So soft. Isn't it?
Camel. All right, it's one of those educational videos. I'm pretty sure I know what the animals are right now. If I don't, then I'm in some trouble. Let me see. So I like everything they got on here. Everything they got on here is pretty nice. Nice. That's one thing I like to do is go through the collection and see what they got on here. Colorful blooming flowers. See that right there? See the white levels on the black screen next to the light gray screen? Look at that. So for this side, it's maintaining its contrast levels at the same time it's maintaining its white levels. Oh, my lights are censored. But anyway, yeah. All right, follow with me on this, if you can follow. Just follow with me on this. Okay, look. So, all right. It's pretty interesting. It's all about physics, right? And basically how it's done. Okay, so look at this right. It's really easy to understand this. All right, to make a collapsible screen at 300 inches, what you would need is you would need basically, this would be your base part right here at the bottom. You're making like a U, like a square U. That's what you're doing. You want to actually put in 2 pieces of wood for each piece because you want to make sure that you double up on it so it's basically strong enough. Now what you want to do is you want to put heavy hinges here and heavy hinges here. This is going to allow these 2 pieces standing up to fold into each other. That's what you want, let them fold over each other, right here, here and here, right? Now you're going to put large loop screws here, at the top here and here, and at the bottom to make sure it stays out flat, it stands up. You're going to put 2 more pieces here. They got to match the exact same length. It's not length, but they have to be on the same, they can't be over here. They have to be in the same lineup as this right here. You're going to put hinges here and hinges here. So when you set up the screen, this part right here is going to come up here. That's going to come up here. This part right here is going to come down from here and lock there, lock there. You're going to have a piece of part across here that's going to connect these 2 together. You put your, I like to use the 5-gallon buckets. I fill them up with bricks. They're pretty heavy. That's what was supporting my inflatable screen. And I did a motorized projection screen outside stand. You're going to put one there. You're going to put one there. Now, the important thing about this is because this comes up this way, what you're going to do is you're going to put these loop screws and you're going to put your 5-gallon buckets here with the bricks in it, and you're going to basically tether it from here to here. The farther you pull this out, the more pressure it's going to put on the screen to push it outward. It's going to keep it nice and tight. Voila, done. That's it. Pretty simple. I build these things all the time. This is the kind of ideas that God puts into my head automatically. All that information just pumped into my head that fast, that quick to build it. So the bottom line is, this is a screen, the base part of it. It has 2 sides on it here. You want to put heavy hinges here and heavy hinges here. Because what's going to happen is you're going to make the screen a little bit wide. It's going to actually, we're going to overlap each other. The screen's going to fold into each other. That's what you want. It's going to fold into each other. And then from the sides here, you want to make sure that you line it up with 2 pieces of wood going this way. Make sure you double everything up. You want wide pieces of wood, like 4 inches wide. You don't want to go with the thin one, and you want to be to double them up. So you're going to have them go here, here. Heavy hinges here. So you bring the screen in this way. You bring this part in this way, and you can put wheels on it. Whatever you're doing, you can wheel it from left to right where you're going to put it at. But it'll all fold into each other. And the reason why you have the hooks at the top, the loop screws, because like I said, the hinges are designed to go this way. They're not designed to go outward. So those 2 buckets on each side, you can move them out, and it'll cause the screen to push the screen back to keep it, you know, I'm talking about trying to keep it spread out. So those buckets are going to anchor it to keep the screen going this way and going this way, which is going to keep the material in the middle nice and straight. And then all you do is how you attach the screen is that what you do is when you design these screens have grommets in them. So for every grommet you see, just put a screw there so you can snap the screws over top the grommets. I did a couple of screens like that for outside to do it. So, you know, that's how I build a lot of my stuff. I had the screen outside that I built for a motorized projection screen. It was a massive stand, it had neon lights underneath of it. I can take any projection screen from 92 all the way up to around 120 inch, and I can lock it into that frame, and you watch the screen come down. And it had a backing behind the back of it, so when wind hit it, it wouldn't blow the screen around like that. But yep, we can make it acoustic. Acoustic would be even better. And then if I do the acoustic, and I get myself like where's my remote control at? I get myself like a freaking, well, we're not going to get a powerful projector for that. I don't know that technology. Where the heck did my freaking remote control go that fast? Wow. Let's go with a lot of water. That fast. Oh, it's in my chair. Wow, I'm so used to finding it in the weirdest places. Didn't think it was right over there. Yeah, so we can build that no problem. The only thing is that the stack of wood I have in the back, that's definitely got to go, because there's no way in the world I'm going to be able to put that screen, and it has to be collapsible. Because my neighbors right now, you know how big a 300-inch screen is? It's quite big. So you're talking about, I'm going to have to use a short throw. Definitely short throw. I'm probably going to get an ultra short throw. The only one I saw could do a screen size that big and a venue size, an ultra short throw. No, short throw would be an Optima. Optima has one, but that's a 4K laser projector at 7,000 lumens. That would definitely do it. But I don't think we got to spend that kind of money. The whole object is to keep it cheap. I mean, any short throw would do it at the end of the day. We got the room to put the short throw in. So what kind of short throw will we need? I'd rather have a Chrissy to tell you the truth at the end of the day. I love Chrissy's. I'm gonna find out exactly how much a short throw lens would cost me for my LW505, my LW505. How much that would cost me? Because if I can get that for around, if I can get that lens for around, I'll do at least about $2,000. If I can do $2,000, I'll do $2,000 on the lens. I'm sure you shouldn't have to spend that kind of money, but the lenses are expensive for them. I showed you what it costs for them. When I showed you the demo, when the guy was showing it was an ultra short throw lens, like no, it's an ultra short throw lenses are weird looking. They have this contraption that comes out to the back like a telescope and connects to the back. They're like $8,000, $9,000, $15,000 just for that particular lens. But I'm gonna see what one would cost, because if I can get a short throw for that, that would save me so much money. And that's what I should be doing. I should be buying my lenses. So I'm gonna see how much that lens would cost me for that short throw lens. It'll probably be about $1,500, maybe up to $2,000 for it. They don't come cheap. And that's why if you were asking, like, how come you don't see a lot of short throw venue, ultra short throw venue projectors? Because the lenses are interchangeable. That's why when you buy them, you don't get a lens. You buy a brand new, up-to-date venue projector, it doesn't come with a lens. You have to pick out the lens you want. So I think we're done here on this one right here. I got some crazy ideas when we're working on. We got the new stuff. We got the gamer paint when we're working on for Phantom. It's going to go dedicated gamer paint. We still have the black invisible, which one we're doing today, and we're showing off one of those today. Sorry to get around to me a little busy. I got a shipping update for the customers, and I'm happy because I'm watching on my account. I'm watching the tracking numbers activate on my account, and they're telling me where it's going at, so and so and so. That's why you want to get, when you get tracking numbers from us, you want to put in an account with the United States Postal Service, and you want to go in at the bottom and you put your tracking number in, and it says basically detour tracking. I showed you how to do it. They'll give you like updates. I'm getting updates all day long on all y'all packages on where they're at. I got a few of them landing today, so I'm gonna make some phone calls on that one too.
Get free express access to skip the regular lines at most Universal attractions here and here.
Like I said, if there's a delay in your order, if you haven't got a tracking number from us right away, that means your items are coming in to be made. That's why I send you out emails. That's why I contact you or call you. That's why sometimes I tell people it's important sometimes to put your phone number down there so I can call you directly and tell you exactly what's going on. If not, I'll just email you or from there at the end of the day and ask you to call me or whatever so we can talk and I can tell you what's going on. I like to keep my customers up to date on everything. A big iguana, wherever you are. Wait, that's a Komodo? I like Komodo dragons. Now with this screen, we're gonna do some other demonstrations. I'm gonna do a spray on and roll on, half spray on. Because I've got people asking that question all the time, what's better, roll on or spray on? So that way we'll do a couple of those too. Black technology is no joke, is it? It's beautiful. And so you can maintain with no problem. Now, no, there's two certified screens right there. That's what they are. That reflective surface. That's a $5,000 projection screen. You just saw me lay against my screen. $5,000. White levels are way, 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 way too high.
Candles. Thank you.
Now, see how this screen's coming up right here? This is the Darkstar 9. The Darkstar 9 has a higher contrast than Daylight's gunmetal screen. Much higher contrast. So if I pause it right here, go back here a minute. Let me show you right here. We'll remove this, put this over here, and put this right here. Now, you see the contrast level on the Darkstar 9 compared to Daylight screen? The Darkstar 9 has a more advanced contrast level than the parallax, or what you want to call that screen. I get mixed up all the time, but we just call it the Daylight screen. Has a much heavier contrast level. Now, I haven't tested them both. Basically, the Darkstar 9 does pretty good when it comes to the narrow viewing cone effect, where the Daylight screen does have some issues from time to time. But this screen right here is $3,000. This one right here is around $4,000 to $5,000. This is actually the better screen. Pulls a much better contrast level. See how it automatically goes dark while the rest of these remain light? And the Darkstar 9 is much better, much, much better. This one has a 0.8 gain, this one has a 0.9 gain. But this one definitely, they're both dark screens. The Darkstar 9 just pulls a higher contrast level. This one has too high of a reflective surface. Usually when you deal with darker screens, like I said, like this, what they'll do is, because the screen, basically when they make it dark, they know they're going to lose white levels. They put a kind of reflective surface to it to maintain too high of a white level. Actually a very high white level to pick up the makeup for what they're going to lose from making the screen dark. So right here, too much. Right here, just enough. But again, at the end of the day, this right here is a dark gray screen. It's not black. Only black screens can produce 100% contrast levels. I don't care how dark your gray your screen is. You can't compete with black technology. The darker and blacker the screen is, the more advanced the contrast levels become. There's no dark gray screen, not even our gunmetal, could stand up against a Black Phantom, because a Black Phantom can produce a 100% contrast level, but also to maintain white levels to be able to blend into screens with no problem. Now, when you look at the difference here, you see right here where this one's pulling up a better contrast level. Of course, it's going to pull a better contrast level than these screens right here, no problem at all. But next to this one, no. See how this one looks darker here? Now, if I stick this one against here, it's going to turn the same color as that one. See? And when people tell you that they're saving you hundreds of dollars, no, they're not saving you hundreds of dollars in the day. We save you thousands and thousands of dollars. That's a $3,000 projection screen. That's a 5,000 on the other one, about 400, about 4,000, about 4,500 to 5,000. Only get about 8,000. Let's put together about $8,000 worth of merchandise right there. And the projector behind us, $270. So where are you saving any money? Can you show any proof that you're saving money? Because at the end of the day, like I said, Digital One Crystal Screen Paint can do the exact same thing your product can do, and it's free. So really not saving anybody any money. And this is how max out zone right now. When you do a demonstration in the max out zone, you have to show more than just pretty colors. You have to show comparisons. You have to be to show contrast levels and white levels, the whole 9 yards. You have to show it all. All right, people, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here real quick. I got much to do. A real easy build, too. I'm going to go in there and see exactly how much a 300-inch surface is going to cost me. Oh, excuse me, I do apologize. I told you. Late at night, eating Doritos, playing a little Far Cry. I'm gonna get back in there right now. I love that game so much. I got some free time right now because right now I'm up early in the morning. Yeah, this is what time. Usually, sometimes I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but it depends if I drop off. My clock gets me up at my clock gets me up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day. But some days, if I go to sleep a little earlier than a certain time, that gets me up at 4. Then I'll be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. A lot of you not wide awake, walking around the house. I'm like, let's go build something. Yeah. But I like this demonstration. Yesterday, we did it where we had it on a stand and we just had the top part of the screen showing. I said, you know what? I'm going to put them side by side to each other. That would be a great demonstration. Showing up, I freaking love it. See how many demonstrations I get out of this one, because this is fun right here. Putting that black technology next to a screen this big. I'm not talking about a small sandwich. This is a big screen. This is a 92-inch right next to a 106-inch. Boy, you can't get any more. Can't show any more than that. But I freaking love it. I love doing these challenges. This is so freaking tired. Okay, I got to get out of here because I'm getting a little crazy right now. Got to go. Thank you for your time. And of course, we always thank our Lord and Savior. I haven't said that in a while. I do apologize, my Lord. But I thank my Lord and Savior for blessing us with such amazing technology. Beast. All right, got to go. And God bless. Phantom is a